first quarter, or end of the first quarter, and the second quarter, the 31-10? Just what was the difference in that switch?
Defense. Defense is a huge difference when it comes to us, especially when the shots may not be falling on the offensive end. But I think just defensively, we kind of have some lulls, and they kind of beat us in a quarter, and those quarters are so key. So I think if we get a buckle on, and it seems like in every loss, it's always one quarter that just bites us. And it's on the defensive end. That's where it starts, honestly. We have some disconnects that we can't have those. But overall, I feel like I'm pretty confident in how we ended the game. It wasn't a lull. It was more so us. And that's kind of what I want to focus on more. But coming in, honestly, it was just a defensive end.
Asia, it also looked offensively, you guys are just, at least the first half, just a lot of one-on-one.
Yeah. I mean, people are going to take their matchups. You kind of take what the defense gives you. But at the same time, I think once we kind of get settled in and we play in space, that's us. So I don't know exactly how we get cut back on the one-on-one, because I get it. Our starting five can go one-on-one if they really need to. But at the end of the day, I think we just got to focus on us, and we're going to continue to do that. And I think we're just really happy about how we went and ended the game defensively, because that's what's going to be key.
Hey, Joe, John Cole picking up her third foul. It seemed like you guys were getting to the free throw line a lot more often than early. Was there an emphasis to be more aggressive and attack the paint more when John Cole stepped out?
I don't think necessarily it was anything that's like, okay, when she does that, go do this. It was just a more of the flow of the basketball game. Things kind of opened up, obviously, when you don't have someone sitting in the paint. So we just got to continue to be aggressive. I think sometimes we settle a lot, and I say that a lot on the bench, and I think we're too good to settle. We kind of let a lot of teams off the hook, and no team in our league is going to ever let us off the hook. So I think when we really settle in and we understand that we can be the aggressors, I think I'm gonna go with us anytime.
It's just nice to get home.
Yes.
Four left at home for both of you. Actually, this has been a road trip, but also through in the White House. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on this last week.
Yeah, I mean, it's been ever since Commissioner Cup. I feel like it's been just go. But that's the beauty of our league. We want to play these 40-something games. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun getting home to see my puppies. But no, I mean, it is what it is. This is the game that we love to play, and we're gonna keep going. But yeah, it's definitely gonna feel good to get home for sure.
For Jackie and either one doesn't matter. I wanted to know, it's clearly you guys are getting chippy out there. This is a very anticipated matchup.
Yeah.
And I wanted to know from your point of perspective, what does this rivalry? Is this becoming essentially a rivalry? What does this do for the sport overall? And just, what does this mean to you guys every time you guys run into them?
I mean, it's fun. I mean, this is when you shine the brightest. This is the game that a lot of people want to pay attention to, and this is what we're trying to grow our game to be. I think when you look at any league, any sport, rivalries are the best because people can emotionally get attached to it and want to come and see the game and want to buy the jerseys and want to trash talk. And that's great. And I mean, on the lines of trash talking, there is a line and it's cool and all. I get it. But at the end of the day, let's be respectful to our opponents, because that's what we're going to do every time we step foot on the court. But it is a lot of fun watching the game grow. I mean, just to see us in a rivalry. I remember when we first got drafted, it would be like, Vegas, okay. So for us to be a part of a rivalry, we really take that into perspective and go out there and hopefully we shine our brightest.
We're going to jump out of the Zoom really quick. Andy, and then back here in the room to Ben.
Hey, Asia, kind of a rough shooting night for your backcourt tonight. Is there anything you guys could have done as a team to maybe get some easier looks for KP and Chelsea today?
I mean, I don't know if there's necessarily any easier looks. I think at the end of the day, we've kind of been in this shooting slump for the past couple of games. But I think that's when we got to rely on our defense the most. It's kind of one of those things that we don't score, they don't score. But I mean, it doesn't really matter how many screens we set. It doesn't really matter what offense we go through. If the ball's not going through the hoop, I mean, they're wide open at that point. So I think the biggest thing we can focus on is, are the shots good shots? And if they're good shots, we live with those because that means we're doing something right. And when that time comes and it clicks and falls, then we're going to keep going for it. But I don't think there's anything X's and O's wise that we can pinpoint and say, oh, we could have done this better. I'm going to trust my guards no matter what, and I hope they don't ever stop shooting the basketball.
Definitely. And then, Jackie, we know how important rebounding is in this series. Is there anything else you guys could have done to help Asia out down low, especially when she's the only forward out there?
I'm going to answer that. Jackie had 2 huge rebounds for us. And I think that's just so key. Our guards, we always say gang rebound, and I think they come up at the right time. even when we are battling in there. She had huge rebounds that we're going to need later on down the court. So the fact that they're making an effort to even go down there is huge. Yes, in the now it sucks because we lost, but those things, just building those habits, are going to be key later on down the road. So they're doing exactly what they need to do, and they're doing their job. Sorry,
Thank
I
you.
didn't answer, but I need to say that.
Ben?
There's been, just reflect, you've done obviously a bunch of reflecting on the team going forward and what the team needs to do going
Yeah.
forward. I guess, is that something at this point in the season you're always kind of thinking about what you guys need to do in regular season, postseason, and beyond? And when on a night like tonight do you kind of flip the switch to think not only about the box score in front of you, but kind of what you need to do?
My mind's nonstop going when it comes to this team. I think the biggest thing that I am so key on when it comes to just approaching the game is game one is going to matter just as much as game 31. I think that's just so key. Is like we can't take possessions off, and we have to value 2 points. We have to value the possession. And I think later on, when we get out of regular season and it's playoff and it's do or die, that's when the switch is going to go. Because, I mean, we were just in the locker room saying, why does it take the second half for us to really be like, all right, let's go do this? Like, for me, it has to be a moment of how can I get my team ready and on fire right out the gate? And I take full responsibility on that, and I'm going to keep trying. If I have to look crazy and scream at the top of my neck until my vein pops out, then that's what I'm going to do. But at the end of the day, it's just value of 2 points when it comes to just defensively, offensively, just taking a lot of pride in that and just honing in on that and focusing on that.
And Nikais, you'll be our last one.
Gotcha. A quick one for Asia. And watching it, felt like the Liberty were kind of mixing in when they wanted to send extra help towards you. Was that something that you noticed, or did you feel like it was kind of the same game plan for them in terms of the attention they showed?
Yeah, it was kind of just on and off. And it's been like that for a couple minutes. Like sometimes they'll send a double, sometimes a 9, and I get it. I'm playing. Every time I catch the ball, I'm just like, all right, who is it? Like, I know it's coming. But at this point, I feel like I have to get better at finding my teammates when it comes to those points. I see them, but I just have to find a way to getting them the basketball. But at the same time, I'm not going to settle and just already get in my mind that there's a double, and then I'm psyching myself out. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be seeing different looks from different teams from here on out. So I'm going to try to do a better job of finding my teammates when those doubles come, and we work out of that.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Apologies, I didn't see Doug's hand raised in the Zoom.
Jackie, for you, I mean, you hit the 2 threes late to cut it under double digits for the first time in the second half. Do you think if you got one more stop, it could have made it more interesting? You go.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. But, we just have to really put together a full 40 minutes and not try to come back in the last 5, And so I think it's, on us to just execute our defensive schemes and to get stops. I mean, we play out of our defense. And so whenever we aren't getting stops, it makes it difficult for us on the offensive end.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Oh, Jesus. Home.
Ben, Doug?
Becky, that one they had, I think 31-10 after you were up 16-7. It's just defense. Was that what you thought the difference was in that stretch? Sort of getting that lead that they didn't relinquish?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we made, especially in that second quarter, we made a lot of mistakes defensively. I thought we cleaned it up a little bit better. You know, in the second half, we win +3. It's that third quarter and that stretch from when they called the timeout, that run on, you know, from midway through the first into the second. I thought that was the difference of the game.
Coach, first half, was it too much one-on-one offensively?
Yeah, I mean, we have to continue to move the ball and look for the best shot, not the quickest shot. You know, it's a bummer because I thought Jackie and Asia were pretty good. But it always, I mean, were there some forced shots here and there? Yeah, there were. But that's going to happen throughout the course of the game. It can't be bad shot, bad defense, bad shot. Those are the little streaks and the little runs that we have to try to clean up.
Do bad shots lead to bad defense?
Yeah, because you're in transition, you know. It's a lot easier to play against a team when you get your half-court defense set. So, you know, and I said that at one point, you know, our bad offense is hurting, is making us bad defensively. That being said, I thought we missed some assignments, and, you know, people get hot. There's not a lot of room for error against this team. There's just not. Too much firepower. You know, Johannes comes in, hits us again for, you know, 8 quick ones. She does her work dirty. She's like a little assassin sniper. It comes in, bang, bang, and she's out before you even see her.
You still had a tough first half.
Andy, we'll come back to you if we have time. Ben?
It just said, you know, post-game locker room that you're starting with the defense and said that you guys raised the question of why does it take for the second half for us to kind of bring the energy and effort? You know, I guess I would ask you the question, why do you think it took for the second half for us to go better defensively?
Well, they have to decide they want to do it together. I thought in that stretch when we missed some assignments, some schematic assignments that are very clear, what makes us a good group is we have a program, we have a scheme, and you're expected to follow the scheme. I don't want people going rogue offensively, and I don't want people going rogue defensively. And we had some stretches of that. And we took care of that at halftime and had, you know, if you will, like a rebuy-in to what we were doing. But at that point, you're digging out of the hole. You got about not much left in the tank, and you're on somebody else's home floor. It exerts so much effort just to crawl back into these games after spotting someone, you know, 10, 12 points because of our mistakes. And it's death by 1,000 cuts. It's a missed one here, it's 2, and then missed one over here, and it's 3. And when, like I said, I mean, I just went and looked at Plum shots. I'm looking at Chelsea shots. You know, were there some forced shots? Yes, but they also just missed some wide open ones. I mean, I've never seen Kelsey hit the side of the backboard on a wide open corner 3. So, I mean, it's silly for me to sit there and say exactly why. I mean, we're tired, we're fatigued, and, you know, it is what it is.
Got one more in the room, and we'll jump on to Zoom to Andy.
Just to build on, you know, some missed opportunities you kind of spoke about offensively. When Jonquil Jones ended up getting her 3rd foul, you know, she ends up coming out the game pretty early in the first half. With that said, you know, were you scheming up or emphasizing to try and get to the paint more and take advantage of, you know, the presence not being there?
No, I mean, our offense, we're always trying to get to the paint for different reasons, either to score the basketball or kick it out for 3s. You know, when they go small, they present a different set of problems too. So she's a problem in herself, obviously, probably more offensively than anything. But then defensively, their bigs were just kind of zoning it up, and they had one big roaming the paint all the time. So when you have tough shooting nights, obviously it's hard to pull them out. But I thought in a lot of instances we had some good space for Asia. Jackie, I thought, was aggressive getting downhill, getting to the basket, getting on the boards. But we got to do it as a group. And it had, like I said, it's that stretch between when they had to take the first time out into then when we had to take a timeout. Got to play 40 minutes. This team's too good to not play 40 minutes.
Andy, and then we'll come back to Doug.
Hey, Becky. You guys held JJ to 4 points today. Brianna doesn't make a 3 on 7 attempts, but Sabrina got loose again. What else, I guess, can you do against her, considering all the attention you have to pay to everyone else on this team?
Believe it or not, she's a focal point, Andy. So that's a problem. That she even gets 10 threes off. She's not even supposed to get 10 threes off. I mean, that one before the half, I'm about to lose my mind. It's inexcusable. It's borderline negligence. And it's somebody different all the time. It's not just one person. And as I said, I think she had 17 at half. Correct me, I'm not sure. 17 at half and ends with 25. But why did she get 17 at half? And it's because we're not locked in doing our job with the type of intensity and focus that we need. And I go back to, I'm not somebody who blows smoke. They know I tell them the truth. But I got to think the fatigue with the brain cells, sometimes, you have let-ups. And I thought we got a little bit away from, we started trying to take away threes, and then we're giving up the paint, and then you end up taking nothing away. So the refocus at halftime was to buckle in again on the defensive end. I thought we did a better job in the second half of doing that.
Thank you.
Doug, and then we'll close out with Caius.
You kind of said before the game, but I mean, this stretch you guys have had since the Commissioner's Cup, games, road trips, White House trips, you had your own, obviously the Hall of Fame stuff was a long weekend. It can be nice to get home for, I think, 3 of the Final 4 and sort of maybe right the ship going into the playoffs?
I mean, more than being home, it's just getting some rest. We have Washington. We're going to take 2 days. We have a travel day in there, but this was our 11th game in 23 days. Our 11th game in 23 days, and that's 2 trips to the East Coast. That's a lot, plus a trip to the White House. So it is what it is. I know the Liberty had a tough stretch there too. Everybody kind of goes through it, but we're also down 2 players, 2 key, crucial players. No Candace Parker and no Raquan Williams is crucial. So fatigue starts to set in because you're starting to overplay people. That's part of the problem too. Is some of our depth, and we're going to continue to play our bench, and we're going to continue to demand good minutes out of them. I thought Sid was great. I thought Alicia Clark was great. And KB and Kayla, we're gonna keep throwing them in there. We're gonna keep throwing them in the fire because they're capable. Because we believe they're capable basketball players and capable of impacting the game in a positive way. So we're not going to start losing trust in each other now. We got to get through Seattle, and then I'm going to ask them how many days they want. They can have anywhere up from 2 to 4, whatever it is to recoup. And then we'll have 2 tough games with Phoenix.